Brutal Barracuda, a Sniper Elite channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So not only did Rebellion recently release the Rough Landing DLC pack, which is the first of 4 packs available in Season Pass 2, but they also released another pack, the Trench Warfare pack, available to everybody for free, which includes 3 new weapons. So in this video I'm going to take a quick look at these weapons and see what they're all about. So let's check them out. First up is the double 1886 pistol, or the double barrel Derringer as it's actually known. So if you have ever wanted to roleplay as a cowboy in Sniper Elite, you're in luck. Pair this with the Win & Co 1886 and you're almost there. All we need next is a double barrel Colt shotgun, and you can forget Buffalo Bill, we got Buffalo Carl.
Good to see ya.
So, where to start with this weapon? Well, let's start with max damage. This gun has decent damage, coming in at a max of 120, which is second only to the Webley, which comes in at 153. So that's good, but honestly, that is as good as it gets. The effective range is the worst of all pistols at 25 meters. The audible range is the second worst of all pistols, coming in at 60 meters minimum, second only to the Webley. The Derringer only has 3 customizable slots, which makes sense as the gun is so small, but again joint worse with the Webley as the least customizable. Its rounds per minute is one of the worst, and it has the second worst reload time of all pistols, coming in at a minimum 2.5 seconds. It also has the second worst spread of all pistols at a minimum of 28 centimeters. But it's the smallest and lightest pistol in the game, so it must have the best time to aim surely. But no. Joint third worst time to aim, but it doesn't end there. It's got the second worst recoil and is joint with the well rod for the worst muzzle velocity. Oh, and did I mention somehow it doesn't even have the best movement speed when sprinting or aimed. That goes to the HDM. So yeah, there you have it. The worst pistol in the game. But at least you haven't got to pay for it. It's obvious that this weapon has been added for a bit of fun and will likely be used by the invader to troll Carl. Okay, next up is the Carl Gustav M1945, which is a Swedish SMG, and hopefully it'll be better than the Derringer. Well, its effective range is 100 meters, which is the third best of all the SMGs. Its reload time is not bad, coming in third best at 1.46 seconds. Its fire rate isn't too bad either, at a maximum of 708 rounds per minute. It has a good time to aim, coming in second at a minimum of 109 milliseconds. Muzzle velocity is middle of the pack, but it isn't really all that important for SMGs anyway. Unfortunately, it has the second worst damage at 60, joint with the PPSH. It has the worst recoil and spread, with the spread coming in at a minimum of 60 centimeters. It has the worst stability, coming in at 14 centimeters minimum, and it also has the third worst audible range at 67 meters. Customizability wise, it cannot have a scope attached, nor does it get a muzzle or foregrip slot, but it does have the second best equip time at a minimum of 343 milliseconds and the joint best aimed movement speed at 219%. So, on paper it doesn't sound too bad, but honestly it's nothing special compared to what we already have in the game, and it's probably one of my least favourite SMGs. So much like the Derringer, the Carl Gustav is a great contender for the worst gun in its category. But I'm very interested to see what you guys thought of this SMG, so please do let me know. So, we have the worst pistol in the game, potentially the worst SMG in the game. Will this trend continue with the final weapon, the trench shotgun? Well, the effective range of the trench gun is 40 meters, same as the drilling, so joint second to the Shogun's 50 meter effective range. Muzzle velocity wise, the trench gun comes in second at a maximum of 340 meters per second, which is only 10 meters per second behind the Shogun. Damage wise, the trench gun comes in second at 190 damage compared to the drilling's 200 and the Shogun's 160. Rounds per minute, obviously the trench gun comes in last in this category due to the very nature of the pump action. The trench gun also has the worst reload time at a minimum of almost 3 seconds, which isn't great, and that is with the bullet loop stock, which is currently bugged and cannot be unlocked yet. The minimum spread of the trench gun is 49 centimeters compared to the Shogun's 47 centimeters, so again, very little difference. The trench gun does have the worst time to aim, equip time and movement speed of all the shotguns, and only comes with 4 customizability slots compared to the drilling's 5. But the trench gun does have a slightly better recoil, but not by much, and a better audible range, albeit by just 5 meters. There is also quite a few challenges you have to complete in order to unlock all of the attachments for the trench gun, but honestly it does not take too long. One more thing worth mentioning is the trench gun is the only secondary weapon in the game that can have a bayonet equipped. So up until now, the only way to have a suppressed rifle and a bayonet is to use the DL carbine, aka the Delisle, which can have both equipped at the same time because of the Delisle's built-in suppressor. But now you have the option to add a suppressor to your rifle and use your secondary weapon for the bayonet, so it's just something for you to consider. Although at the moment the bayonet along with the shell loop stock is also bugged, it can be unlocked and equipped, but it doesn't actually get used when you try and use it. Cole just gets his knife out as usual, so you still can't kill elite troops from the front just yet. We're all patiently awaiting a patch of some kind to fix these 2 issues with the trench gun. So on paper the trench gun is possibly the worst of all the shotguns, but it's so close it's hard to call. With the shotguns it's simply a case of what do you prefer. The drilling does the most damage and can fire off 3 shots quickly. The Shogun does the least damage but can fire off 5 shells quickly and has the best reload speed and effective range. Or the trench gun, which almost matches the drilling for damage but holds 6 shells instead of 3, has a low rate of fire but the option to add a bayonet. Honestly, all 3 shotguns are viable options. So there you have it, the Trench Warfare Pack. Now it may not have the best weapons Sniper Elite has ever seen, but let's not forget this pack is completely free. So even if you think the Derringer and Gustav are total shite, at least we're getting the trench gun for free. Also, receiving these weapons that aren't as good compared to what we already have in the game, it isn't such a bad thing. You know what they say? Every cloud has a silver lining. Many people, myself included, think Sniper Elite 5 is way too easy anyway. So actually equipping these less useful weapons and trying to complete missions that way will mix things up a bit and add to the difficulty. You don't always need to equip the best loadout. Hang up your M1911 with your suppressor and your scope and equip the Derringer instead. Try and complete the mission that way. Although that being said, if this is Rebellion's way of making the game harder, then they are going about it all the wrong way. But at the end of the day though, we're getting 3 new weapons for free, 2 of which have never been seen in a Sniper Elite game before. So you know, it's not all bad. Although there are plenty of other weapons I would rather see, I'm certainly not going to complain about this pack. I mean, we're getting the trench gun for free, come on! Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. It really does help the channel to grow. This is a dedicated Sniper Elite channel, so hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date on all things Sniper Elite. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Brutal Barracuda, a Sniper Elite channel.